Hello and welcome to the history of Star Wars. This is Omega Ordain coming at you with the history of Han Solo during the Galactic Civil War, Part 1. Solo and Chewbacca had a 50,000 credit bounty placed on their head after dropping a cargo of spice that they were smuggling for Jabba. They traveled to the Mos Eisley Cantina in Tatooine to look for work to pay off Jabba. While Chewbacca left the table, Solo took the opportunity to flirt with a bee girl named Ginny. The two witnessed a bar brawl between the exiled Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and the criminals Ponda Baba and Cornelius Evazan, who had physically assaulted Luke Skywalker, leading Kenobi to cut off Baba's arm with his lightsaber. As Chewbacca joined them, Ginny realized that Solo didn't even remember her name, leading her to throw the remainder of Solo's drink in his face before storming off. Afterwards, Kenobi and Skywalker made their way to Solo's booth, Kenobi having talked with Chewbacca before the brawl. They arrived and began negotiating. Solo assured Kenobi that the Millennium Falcon was the fastest ship around, because it made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. Kenobi informed Solo that the cargo was only himself, Skywalker, and 2 droids, and that they wanted to avoid the Imperials entirely. Therefore, Solo set the price at 10,000 credits, higher than he normally would have. However, Kenobi raised Solo's bid to 17,000 credits, 2,000 in advance and 15 when they reached Alderaan. Solo quickly accepted the deal. The smuggler then told his temporary employee to meet him at Docking Bay 94 for departure as soon as they were ready, before warning Kenobi that some Imperial sand troopers had entered the Cantina and were looking for Evazan and Baba's attacker. Kenobi and Skywalker hastily fled, leaving Solo to express his elation to Chewbacca at having earned such a higher-paying job to pay off Jabba. Chewbacca left as well right after. As Solo got up to leave, he was confronted by one of Jabba's bounty hunters, Greedo. Greedo demanded to be paid Jabba's debt or he would take Solo's dead body back to Jabba as payment. Solo then covertly pulled his DL-44 blaster pistol and shot Greedo from under the table. Greedo was killed instantly. Solo ignored the murder tax Jabba enforced on Tatooine, opting instead to simply toss Whirler, the canteen bartender, some credit chips before apologizing for leaving a mess, and then heading to the docking bay. Solo arrived at the docking bay and found Jabba himself with several guards, including Jabba's top bounty hunter Boba Fett, looking for him near the Falcon. Jabba inquired whether Solo was going to pay him, and why he had fried poor Greedo. Jabba was disappointed in having to put the bounty on Solo, the crime lord's top smuggler. Solo insisted that he had no choice but to dump the cargo and informed Hutt that he had secured a charter that would be able to compensate Hutt's loss in full as soon as he completed it. Jabba was pleased and added that if Solo paid 20% interest, all would be forgotten. But Solo talked him down to 15%. And ironically stated that Hutt was a wonderful human being, before boarding the Falcon. A short time later, Kenobi, Skywalker, and their 2 droids boarded the Falcon after Skywalker remarked that the Falcon appeared to be a piece of junk. Solo corrected him. The Millennium Falcon looks out of shape, but has been given special modifications that made it one of the fastest ships in the galaxy. Just then, a squad of stormtroopers appeared in the docking bay and opened fire on Solo. Solo fired back while retreating on board and shouted to Chewbacca to take off. The Falcon blasted away from the Mos Eisley spaceport and clear of Tatooine. Solo entered the coordinates to the Alderaan system into the Millennium Falcon's navigational computer. The Falcon then outran 2 Imperial Star Destroyers and jumped into hyperspace. Soon the Falcon emerged from hyperspace in the Alderaan system. The Falcon came out at Alderaan's galactic coordinates, but into a meteor shower with Alderaan nowhere in sight. But then an Imperial short-range TIE fighter appeared. Skywalker and Solo both worried that if the fighter identified them as the freighter that had blasted away from Tatooine, they would be in trouble. Therefore, Solo got in range to destroy it. Kenobi, however, argued against it before Solo realized that the freighter did have a base, what appeared to be a small moon in the distance. Kenobi quickly surmised that the body was not a moon, but an Imperial space station, the Death Star battle station equipped with a super laser capable of destroying entire planets. Solo was shocked at the Death Star's 120-kilometer spherical design and prepared to turn the Falcon around and retreat. One of the station's tractor beams, however, began to pull the Falcon in. Solo prepared to fight his way out once they were taken aboard, and shut the freighter down. The freighter was pulled into Docking Bay 327, where it was boarded and quickly searched by stormtroopers on the orders of Darth Vader. After the troopers left, Solo and the others emerged from the compartments, and Kenobi devised a plan to disable the tractor beams from inside the station. As they worked out the plan's details, an Imperial scanning crew came aboard to more thoroughly search the ship. Solo shot them and then impersonated the crew, yelling out to a pair of stormtroopers outside for assistance. They too came in and got shot by Han Solo. Then he and Skywalker dressed themselves in their armor. Skywalker, now under the guise of TK-421, fooled an officer into opening the door into the hangar's control room. Chewbacca and Solo cut down the officer and his comrades, while R2 plugged into the computer terminal to locate the tractor beam controls. R2 found them, and Kenobi departed to disable it after commanding the others to stay in the control room. Solo was fine with staying. He had gotten much more than he was signed on for in the Cantina. R2, however, had learned that Princess Leia, a leading member of the Rebel Alliance, was aboard the station and was scheduled to be executed in detention block AA-23 very soon. Skywalker insisted that they go rescue her and reasoned that if Kenobi had known she was present, he would have gone after her too. Solo at first refused, but decided it was worth the risk when Skywalker and Chewbacca assured him there would be a huge reward from the Rebel Alliance if she was rescued. Soon thereafter, they set out for the 5th level of the Death Star with their prisoner in stun cuffs and left their droids behind. They arrived at the detention level and told the officer in charge of the supposed transfer. He went to check the legitimacy of the fake stormtrooper's claim, while the other troopers went to detain the Wookiee. Chewbacca, per the plan, attacked. Solo kept up the charge while firing on the guards and security cameras. Solo located the princess's cell in the prison computer and sent Skywalker to go get her, while he tried to convince a technician that nothing had gone wrong via the comm system. The troopers blockaded only the exit to the detention block and attacked. Solo and Chewbacca returned fire while they retreated to Skywalker's position. Skywalker had gotten the princess, who critiqued their plan to rescue her without thinking through an escape route. Solo quipped that she was welcome to return to her cell and be executed rather than be rescued if she desired. While they took cover in the corridor and traded fire with the Imperials, Leia lost patience with the three men, took a blaster, and shot open a chute and dove in after telling the others to follow. Solo remarked to Skywalker that he wasn't sure if he was very frustrated with Leia or if he was beginning to like her, and shoved Chewbacca into the chute. Skywalker and Solo dove in right after. They found themselves in a garbage compactor with the only exit locked. Chewbacca, the princess, and Solo tried to brace themselves while Skywalker contacted the droids in order for R2 to hack the station's network and shut down the trash compactor. After a bit of delay, R2 succeeded. The three humans and the Wookiee rejoiced, for their lives had been saved. They left the compactor, and Skywalker and Solo took off their trooper armor. As they did so, Chewbacca heard strange noises coming from the compactor and ran away. As the group made their way back towards the docking bay, they ran into a group of stormtroopers. Solo yelled for Skywalker and Leia to go to the Falcon while he and his first mate charged the troops. The troopers turned and ran from the screaming smuggler. Solo, however, ran into the troopers' reinforcements, and then he was being chased. He ran back into the hangar through a blast door as it closed, stopping the troopers, who had pursued him and Chewbacca. Solo caught up with Skywalker and Leia, and they prepared to board the Falcon, but several troopers stood outside the door. The troopers, however, rushed to Darth Vader, who was locked in lightsaber combat with Kenobi. The group took advantage of the distraction Kenobi had created to rush aboard the freighter, except for Skywalker, who stopped. Kenobi saw that Skywalker and the others would be safe, so he let himself be cut down by Darth Vader. Skywalker yelled in grief, alerting the troopers to their presence. The stormtroopers opened fire, but Solo ran and started his ship, and once everyone was on board, blasted off and away from the battle station. Their troubles were not over, however. 4 Imperial TIE fighters were in pursuit. Chewbacca piloted the Falcon in order for Skywalker and Solo to man the turrets to fight off the attackers. A dogfight ensued where Solo shot down one fighter and congratulated Skywalker when he shot down one as well, and advised him not to get cocky. Solo soon shot down the final Imperial fighter and sighed in relief as they entered hyperspace to travel to Yavin 4, the location of the rebels' hidden base. While en route to the Yavin system, Leia grimly informed Solo that the Imperials had let them escape in order to track them back to the hidden base, which explained the relative ease of their escape. Solo didn't believe it had been easy, and demanded to know what information R2 was carrying with him that made him so special. Leia told him it was the technical readouts to the Death Star. Solo was shocked, and added that once he was rewarded, he was going to leave. He claimed he wasn't interested in rebels, revolutions, or princesses as companions. Leia assured Solo that if all he loved was money, that's all he would receive, and stomped away. The Falcon soon reached Yavin 4, where Solo and the others were welcomed. Alliance High Command had feared that Leia had died with her world. The plans within R2 were analyzed and a weakness was discovered, a 2-meter wide exhaust port that led to the station's main reactor. Solo and Chewbacca attended the briefing for the rebel pilots, including Skywalker, who were planning to attack the station when it inevitably arrived. General Jan Dodonna explained that a one-man starfighter could get close enough and fire proton torpedoes into the shaft that would cause a chain reaction that would destroy the station. Solo was skeptical, thinking it suicide to even attempt. Therefore, after he was given his reward of credits, he packed up to leave, but was confronted by Skywalker, who insisted he stay and fight with the rebellion. Solo, thinking selfishly of his debt with Jabba, refused, and asked Skywalker to come with him and Chewbacca. Skywalker was dismayed with Solo's selfishness and angrily walked away. Solo called after him with an old Jedi saying, "May the Force be with you." Chewbacca was disappointed in Solo. He wanted to stay and fight. Solo and Chewbacca then left Yavin 4 aboard the Millennium Falcon. Soon, however, Chewbacca's nagging and Solo's conscience got the better of the smuggler, and he turned around and headed towards the Death Star, where the battle was raging. Although he did so not for the rebellion cause, but to save his friend Skywalker. He arrived in his ship to find Skywalker in his T-65B X-Wing starfighter being pursued by 3 TIE fighters led by Darth Vader in the station's Meridian Trench. Solo fired on the 3 Imperial fighters, destroying one and causing another to panic and collide with Vader, who was sent spinning away from the station. Solo yelled in glee and told Skywalker to fire his torpedoes, since he was now clear to do so. Skywalker did. It was a direct hit, and the Death Star exploded. Vader, however, escaped after regaining control of his fighter. Of the 30 Alliance ships that had participated in the battle, only 3 returned to the base. Solo rushed to Skywalker as he left his fighter and congratulated him, while the princess embraced Solo for his bravery and proving that there was more to him than money. A rushed award ceremony was held later for the heroes of the battle, which included Solo. The 3 awardees, Solo, Skywalker, and Chewbacca, walked the aisle past hundreds of Alliance personnel. They reached the stage where Leia placed a medal around Solo's neck. Skywalker was given a medal, and they bowed to the princess and turned as the crowd clapped for them. Sometime following the Battle of Yavin, Solo accepted a commission in the Alliance military as a captain. Hey, thank you for watching the history of Star Wars. Special thanks to Wikipedia and all its contributors for all information you heard today. Very special thanks to my Patreon and to Royalty Free Tube for this fantastic background. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, join the channel, join us on Patreon. Any or all of these things would really help the channel grow. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.